sitting here with Kurt from Kurt's Custom Checkering. We got some new rifle stocks that we got a chance to refinish here, and we just want to share what's been going on lately.
Well, I got an assortment of projects going on here. I got some customers sent me in a few things. One customer sent me this 80-some-year-old from 1936 Winchester Model 70. But it was, of course, a little bit roughed up, showed its age, and it had the hard finish on it. And I kind of just wanted to refinish and recut the checkering, just kind of in place where it was, so that's what I did. Just took off the old finish, refinished it, and then recut the checkering, basically. And it came up pretty nice, and I put a new recoil pad on for them. The wood, I should have a before picture because the wood looks so much nicer with this finish than what it had before. It shows up the grain nice. The 721, again, it's an older one. It had shown quite a little wear, nicks, and scratches, and we took off the old finish, refinished, and this had no checkering at all. And so I just, he wanted a fairly simple, straightforward checkering, so that's what we did. But he did want a border on it, so I put a border on this one like the last one has. Normally it's something I don't normally put on, just a preference of mine, but if they want one, that's fine. So again, I try to come up with a pattern that kind of, I think, fits the contours of the gun. You know, that's of course a subjective thing, and I like to make sure that they're placed in the right place. And I usually use 20 lines per inch. It makes actually an effective checkering. It has nice gripping properties. And another customer sent me a 700 BDL. Again, just wanted to refurbish it. Here I can see the barrel channel. You can see what the original finish looked like. And of course outside here it was in much rougher shape, scratched up and nicks. So we put it down to a nice low luster. And I'll have to call him and see if he wants a little higher gloss than this or not. And recut the French checkering that was there. But somebody's got pretty wood, but you got to get off that old factory finish a lot of times to be able to tell. Here's one that an earlier video showed me in the process of kind of starting to carve on this. Some of the little flowers, if anybody remembers seeing that. And we got initials on here for the owner. And of course I did it around the, I leave the butt cheek pad uncheckered, of course, so when you're actually shooting it, there's nothing to scrape your face. And we got just flowers and vines and French checkering in here, and then the background on the flowers all stippled. And of course I just left a raw uncheckered border around the whole perimeter. And over here it was kind of a challenge. It was like, where do you start and stop? I mean, you don't want to check right into the pad because then some of it's below the pad or what, you can't check or carve into the pad. So again, I just left it, and I decided on making a nice V-point. These all kind of go to design ideas in your layout. And so this kind of point pattern on top. But the checkering actually continues right around through it and over the other side. And now this side, of course, can be pretty fully carved. And again, stippled background. That one turned out pretty nice, I thought. And another customer. And this is a brand new stock. And that he just ordered for his older rifle, and wanted some animals in there, and oak leaves and acorns with French checkering. So that's what we got, French checkering here, oak leaves, acorns, and he kind of listed what animals he wanted. There got a bighorn sheephead here, a moose, white-tailed deer, and a pistol grip cap. Got a big grizzly standing on his hind legs. Over here is a buffalo head, well, that shows up, and elk. And they're all standing around, and you're seeing it through a forest of oak leaves and acorns that are more in the foreground, and these animals in the back. Sort of the effect I got. And again, that stippled background, which I like. I think it's the way to go when you have a recessed carved background where you lowered the background, because you're never going to get it perfectly flat again as you try to go between leaves and stuff, and so you get it as flat as you can, and then sand it even between the leaves, and then finish it, and once that's done, you stipple it, and that obliterates the slight imperfections, a little bit of waviness that's going to inevitably be there when you're just trying to flatten out a surface around the carvings in the background. And again, kind of just left a border around, because there's no graceful way to, like, say, carve right up and into it, and into the barrel channel or what, it doesn't work. This one has the factory had the groove in here, so again, I just carved around that. Actually, something I probably wouldn't prefer in a stock, just personal preference again. But these are all about ready to be shipped out, so I thought better get them on film here. Last chance for me to see it, even keep it for posterity, pictures at least. You kind of get attached to it when you spend that much time and that many hours and that much work in one of these. If people ask me how long would it take to do some of these, quite frankly, I never keep track. I loosely, once I started doing the stippling on this one, I spent about 2 weeks at it, probably 5 to 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. But that's, each little dimple is separately tapped in with the hammer and a little round bulb on the end of a stippler. And of course, it's a fairly shallow relief carving, not full relief. That makes kind of a tough thing it gets dirty easier, harder to clean. This can be bad enough if you ever did get it pretty dirty, or mud, God forbid, or something, but I do enjoy this kind of work. It's a very intensive labor, but of course it's fun to do if you enjoy that sort of thing, and I do. I don't know if I enjoy more carving or checkering. They're both quite satisfying to me.
But she hits me, disassembles my leg. So I went to the doctor and he gave me a pain. Now she waits, some of us are dreaming, praying that hope that she kills instead of leaving the name. Cause she's a minefield, she pops your body from your soul. Minefield, leave a big smoking hole.